Time for the 49ers Rush Podcast.
Some guys just will not let you move on. And this is not an insult or I came across negative. Not negative. Jake Tonges, the 49ers tight end, local kid, Los Gatos. Like he just will not stop doing his job. And to the point where somebody's got to win this tight end 3 job. And we'll detail the depth chart and who's there and who's not there. And I really thought the 49ers would add, another tight end to fight for that spot. Yeah, George Kittle 1. Luke Farrell, you paid a lot of money to bring in free agency 2. Number 3, 49ers use that a lot. Well, Jake Tonges was not the guy that they wanted. They spent a 3rd-round pick on Cam Latu. They spent a 7th-round pick on Braden Willis. And back-to-back off seasons, the idea was somebody else would win that job. Well, Jake Tonges, just whenever other people messed up or got cut or injured or couldn't get the job done, he just got the job done. Is he the sexiest, biggest, fastest, this high upside player? No, he's not. He doesn't have a lot of that. But what he does have is intelligence, versatility, and just a freaking lunch pail local mentality that will not be denied. Last year, Jake Tonges on this roster countdown was 77. This year, he's 61. He's just fighting and clawing his way. And this is not new for him. Tonges went to Cal and was a walk-on. Redshirted his first year and carved out a path in a 5-year career. Eventually, now he's in the NFL for multiple seasons. This is not new for Jake Tonges. And it's not even like, we do our 4 rankings. Listen to where he ranked. 67th, 63rd, 64th, 61. On our 4 ballots, this is where he is. And just no bad rankings. It's just like, well, they didn't add anybody. He jumped up 16 spots from last season. How do you count him out? Do the 49ers go into this season hoping he wins that tight end 3 job? I don't think so. But when you're at training camp, when you watch the preseason games, which is where he played predominantly, you're just like, man, consistent, effective, no negatives, gets the job done. And it's like, well, can he catch the ball? In the offseason, the preseason last year, he got 9 targets, caught all 9. He didn't break 1 tackle. One of them was a contested catch. But okay, receiving, check. Yeah, Braden Willis, they wanted to be the backup fullback and couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. Well, then they moved Tonges there 2 weeks left in training camp, a little over halfway point through. He did the job. He was doing way better than Braden Willis. Does he move as well in space as him? No. Does he block as well as him? No, not really. But he doesn't have the penalties, and he just gets the job done. He wears jersey number 88 for the 49ers. He's 6'4", 240, exact same measurements basically as Braden Willis, just with a little bit less athleticism. He's 25 years old, ran a 4.7740, not great. 1.62 10-yard, not great. 3-cone, not bad. 7.09, that's pretty solid. Change of direction is good. 35.5-inch vertical, good. Broad jump, 10 feet, good. Bench press, 17, all right. But he's entering into his 4th season in a highly improbable situation. And, he was an undrafted free agent. The 49ers didn't even sign him there. He was signed first and foremost by the Chicago Bears as an undrafted free agent. He made the 53-man initial roster there. Didn't really get a lot of playing time. Eventually they cut him and waived him. But, this dude is just he's like one of those, cats that just has 9 lives. Everybody counts him out. We did last year, too. We had him 77 on our roster countdown. Didn't make the initial roster, but just kept fighting and kept fighting and kept fighting. Got a lot of playing time. And, man, here he is. No more real competition for him. These are all the guys that he beat out last year. Why can't he do it again? Probably not the player that's going to be getting a lot of attention, but, man, Jake Tonges just gets the damn job done over and over and over again. Local prospect, like I said, from Los Gatos, California. Willie the Wildcat, he's there. Goes to Cal. Local. And, whenever he was at Cal Berkeley for 5 seasons, played in 41 games, 23 starts, 47 receptions, 620 yards, 4 touchdowns. Played all over the place. Tight end, fullback, even split out. You go back to high school days, dude played quarterback freshman, sophomore year, played basketball, two-way star. Like, this dude, say whatever you want. Like, he could do it all. He even played some defense. He was a defensive end for a while. And unrated, like I said, walked on at Cal, earned a job, played there for 5 years. This dude, he's got a bachelor's in American Studies and a graduate certificate in business administration. Like, just kind of sticks around for his career. Now, is he ever going to carve out, a multi-year deal? And, is he ever going to win the tight end 2 job? No, that's not even up for debate. But tight end is a needed position in the NFL with a lot of teams that Shanahan branches. As long as it keeps expanding, you're going to have teams in 12, 13, and even 22 and 23 personnel, which means 2 to 3 tight ends on the field. Whenever you can contribute on special teams like Jake Tonges does, you just make yourself available. A big body that's 6'4", that can run and has good change of direction and will do whatever dirty work you need. This is the guy. Played in 4 games with the Bears in his first 2 seasons, 2022, 2023. Comes and joins the 49ers last year, and he played. He played 16 games he appeared in, only 2 tackles, and a lot of it was on special teams, 232 special team snaps, 35 offensive snaps. Well, special teams, he had a 62.8 grade. Not great, not bad, but that's a positive grade. You start at 60, so in one of the worst special teams groups in the NFL, he was a slightly positive player. That's to say something. 35 offensive snaps, 20 pass plays, 14 run plays in the regular season, but did have a 78 grade run blocking. 0 targets. But he saw most of his time in the preseason. Played 62 offensive snaps in the 3 preseason games in 2024. 9 of 9 on targets, caught all 9 of them for 63 yards. And again, nobody, the 49ers position coach, offensive coordinator, play caller, head coach, you name it, none of them wanted Jake Tonges to be the guy. Not that they don't like him. It's just, hey, you had a 3rd-round pick, Cam Latu, back-to-back years. You got 7th-round pick, Braden Willis. This dude just comes out of nowhere and takes their jobs. And guess who he's got to compete against this year? Braden Willis again. Ross Dwelly they brought back from the dead. And to be honest with you, Jake Tonges, like his comparable, it's Ross Dwelly. Like, he's Ross Dwelly 2.0. Hey, could he be that next guy that just sticks around as a tight end 3 over and over and over again? He don't want to go nowhere else. He's a local guy. He wants to stay here. And that does give you a little bit of flexibility if you do release him. If Jake Tonges doesn't make the initial 53, you can bring him back. I don't think there's anybody that's really clamoring for him, but he's just done so stinking much for the locker room. You just trust him. I mean, you love the gritty, grinded out mentality that this dude shows up with, and he practices every damn day. I was at every training camp practice last year. I don't think I ever missed 88, and he's just out there doing his job all the time. He signed a 1-year, $1.03 million deal. No guarantees. Shocker. His career earnings, $1.6 million. Been in the league for 4 years. Hasn't cracked $2 million. Played in 20 career games. 16 last year. That was the most. Had 2 special teams tackles. So what's the best case scenario? Best case scenario is the 49ers keep 3 or 4 tight ends on their active because of special teams, and he's on the initial 53 again. And he's a rotational piece, fighting for that tight end 3 spot, but helping out on special teams just like we did last year. That's best case. Most likely, probably going to get waived, save that spot, bring him back on the practice squad, elevate him. No clue who's going to win this tight end 3 spot. And Mason Pline has the highest upside. That's personally who I hope takes the job. But, man, Jake Tonges on the roster, it emboldens the idea of a meritocracy. You show up, you work, you earn it, you get rewarded. I mean, come on, man. Like, this dude, former walk-on, former quarterback, undrafted free agent. Like, what else do you want? How many strikes against your NFL career do you need? Well, for somebody that's got 9 lives like Jake Tonges, he's got some more, I think, in him. I hope he stays healthy. I hope he competes. And if he wins that job, tight end 3 or 4, and makes this roster, nobody's going to be happier than me. The upside is kind of what limits him as just a special teams role player in case of emergencies. But the 49ers didn't add new tight ends outside of Luke Farrell, who's just a clearly defined blocker for pass game and run game. That's it. Tonges brings more in the pass game than he does. He can play fullback. The versatility's there. The intelligence is there. The fight is there. Man, at some point he's going to be on the roster again this year, and he comes at 61 on our 49ers roster cut down. Have to say thank you to Josh, Ben, and Zach, executive producers of this series, and for us and the 49ers Rush team, going to keep counting them down.